This is JordangeVision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome, 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 guys. How are we doing? It's time for another Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction reaction. We are on Season 3, Episode 5 right now. The first 4 episodes of Season 3, I've gotten a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Not in that order, but I've gotten all 4 of those. So for Episode 5, does that mean I'm getting a 5? I guess we'll see. So without further ado, let's get into Season 3, Episode 5 of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back, but for those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet, it's time to watch Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, Season 3, Episode 5. Here we go.
A curious illusion. To the naked eye, this appears to be a perfect triangle, a disconnected shape. The two sides separated by a significant space.
Wow.
At first, there are 2 sides to every story.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or in some cases, there might be 3.
Touche.
Do you believe that dreams foretell the future? Millions do. Walk into any library, it's easy to find books on the subject.
I don't know about that,
believe in the power. Deborah Wilkins could use a dream catcher these days. She's having a dream that's most disturbing. The nightmare returns night after night. And it's more than just frightening. It's the kind of dream that can scare one to death.
Literally.
Please don't. Stop.
Oh no.
Stop.
Does she know who the guy is, or is it just a random dream guy? But yeah, that's freaky.
Brian.
I guess she does know him.
Morning, sir. Did you have a good workout?
Looks like the horse did most of the work.
And accepted. It was too upsetting to envision the man I loved being murdered night after night. I just couldn't keep it to myself.
I can see that, but yeah, in most cases, a dream is a dream.
I had the nightmare. Again. The same man attacked you from behind with the long-bladed knife. I still can't see his face.
I was gonna say, did you ever see the guy who attacked him?
You're not gonna lose me. I'm yours forever. Forever.
To be fair, nobody lives forever.
No.
Yeah, it's about to happen again.
No, don't hurt it, please.
I mean, you're kind of putting yourself in danger by just standing still like that. Just keep running, man. I know that's Dream Brian and not real Brian, but still.
Brian!
Oh,
Brian!
you saw his face that time.
I saw him. It was Andy, the groundskeeper. He murdered you with a long knife. You have to get rid of him.
Aha.
He has to go.
Andy's been with the family for 20 years.
I mean, if you fire him, you
Andy's
might get a
little strange,
disgruntled
but he never
employee.
hurt me.
I mean, a groundskeeper does have a share of weapons.
I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm sorry.
What?
It's nothing
Blindsided him.
personal. It really isn't. I just have to make some changes here.
Well, how come I'm the one that's got to go?
Because you murdered me
Daddy
in my
hired
girlfriend's
20
dream.
years ago. It just ain't right. Look, I always done a good job for you and your wife, hadn't I? Fine. I don't need your stinking references.
You might have just set things in motion, my man.
Have a good ride.
Just let me steal your bacon before I go.
A little bit more skittish than usual. Here, let me have one. Easy one. Easy.
That's what he was wearing, too.
Me, Chestnut. Easy. No.
Oh,
Easy. Whoa, no.
don't tell me the horse is gonna do it. Oh, no. What? Oh, the hedge clippers were in there. Okay, you think you know what's coming, but that was a twist.
My husband died just as in my dream. Stabbed in the back by our groundskeeper.
Logic would tell us that her husband's death was just accidental, a terrible coincidence. But then how do you explain the recurring dream that identified the gardener as her husband's murderer?
Talk about that one. Well, you think it's going to be predictable and, it's going to happen just like it happened in the dream, but it didn't happen exactly the way it happened in the dream. But, it happened, with the groundskeeper being responsible. He left the hedge strippers there and guy happened to fall on them. Sometimes things happen in your dreams and then they come true. I don't think I've had anything, in a nightmare, horrific, come true from a dream. But I imagine some people have. Yeah, it's one thing to predict the exact same thing happening, and but this was kind of a twist, and kind of a well put together story. I don't know where I'm going with this. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna mark down. Like, honestly, if it had been the exact same thing as the dream, I probably would have gone fiction because it wasn't, and it is a plausible thing that happens. Groundskeeper gets fired, maybe he leaves his tool there or whatever, and he falls on it by accident. So I think I'm gonna mark this one as true. All right, one down, four to go. Let's get to the second one.
Sometimes the simplest of objects can get us through periods of emotional pain. Take this compact. 15-year-old Rena Newland is never without it. It was a gift given to her by her father
Oh yeah.
before his untimely death.
Yeah, I can
is
see
far
that.
from over, and the mysteries of what's contained inside this compact are about to come to light.
Oh, that could blind somebody.
My husband's death had left me extremely vulnerable.
Mhm.
That's when I met another man named Jeffrey Walker. To my horror, Jeffrey turned out to be a violent and abusive man.
Just never ends, eh?
Sent to
At
prison.
least he's in prison, but then what? How long can they hold him?
Despite all my optimism, there was a strained relationship between Rena and me. And I couldn't help but feel guilty about what my terrible relationship with Jeffrey had put her through.
Don't tell me he's
It
gonna
was
reappear.
about then that... What's that, sweetheart?
The compact Daddy gave me.
You've never seen it
Told me
before?
we'd always be together. If I just looked inside,
He was right.
I guess in a way, yeah.
like Jeffrey's going to come back.
Rena, I told you, he's never gonna
I
bother us
know,
again.
but-
I'm sorry that Jeffrey ever happened, baby.
I'd like to believe that, but there's probably a way. Whoa, no. No, 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 no. He's not back there, is he? Turn around, make sure.
It was him. He looked horrible. I saw him in my compact mirror. He was staring at me.
So he's not actually there.
No, honey. Yes, thank you for your time. Rena, the man at the prison says that Jeffrey is still locked up.
But I saw
I
him.
know.
I saw
I
him.
know it's true.
One time it might be her
Jeffrey
imagination.
couldn't. I called a psychologist, Dr. David Blauschild.
This man, Jeffrey, obviously created some sort of trauma in her mind.
Yeah, that I can see.
Irina said that her father gave her the compact before he died.
Yes, he did. And it means so much to her.
Yeah. You know, it could be a contributing factor. Maybe you should put it away for a while.
She doesn't want to give that up, though.
You didn't get the compact out of my drawer, did you?
No. Why?
She doesn't have it? Where'd the light come from?
Well, if you need any help, let me know. I'm gonna go jump in the shower.
Okay, Mom.
Famous last
Rena
words.
seemed... It was that light again. The same one I had been seeing for the last few days. It seemed to be coming from Rena's compact, but that didn't seem possible.
Well, that ain't the compact.
Hi there.
She sees him.
Jeffrey!
Eleanor, you surprised? I thought we could try a reconciliation.
How did you get out?
So you barged into her house.
No, please stop it.
Look at us. Back together again. Just one big happy family.
Oh. What'd I tell you? Blind him. Good shot. Did it kill him, or?
The police extradited Jeffrey back to the same New York State prison he had escaped from 3 days before. Rena and I moved to another location and have felt safe ever since.
Was it only her imagination? If so, how do you explain his appearance so soon afterwards? Was it a premonition of impending danger? Or was it a warning sent by the spirit of a dead father still trying to protect his daughter?
Yeah, I guess premonitions do happen sometimes. Like, apparently the first couple of times that Rena saw Jeffrey's face in the mirror, that he was still locked up. But then somehow he appears when the mirror's in the drawer. So it's kind of a tough one to wrap my head around, but I think this story is a little too weird. But it's like she sees him in the compact, a couple of times, and apparently that's fake. And then the compact goes away, and he shows up for real. It's like how does that happen? I mean, it's a well put together story. I think the last one was a pretty well put together story too. But I thought the one last time was a little more believable, and I think this one is it's just too crazy. First of all, how does he know where they are? I guess there's ways he could have found out, but Unless some neighbor, like, unwittingly told him or whatever. Like, I'm gonna mark this one as fiction and move on to story number 3.
Have you thought about buying a used car lately? But most
Too many
people still
times.
rely on the hundreds of listings in the classifieds and handout publications. Through these,
I don't think they do that in the classifieds anymore.
Bob Mercer was an honest,
let's
hard-working
see.
accountant employed by John Cutler, a dishonest, devious boss.
Well, I certainly couldn't ask for anything more.
One of these bosses, eh?
Write off those research costs.
Look, Mr. Cutler, as I indicated before, those costs can't be claimed as research.
Isn't your son going off to college soon?
Seems like a threat.
But those expenditures netted an asset, which is a taxable event, and
How's this for an event? You pathetic bean counter. You're fired.
Yeah, toxic employer.
That night, Bob broke the news to his wife, Susan.
I think it'd be best if I talked to him alone.
Son, I was fired for not being a corrupt asshole.
Nice work. How many does this make?
Stop counting at 200.
200? Wow.
Yeah, a lot of those. Maybe he could build himself a real car.
Mr. Cutler fired me.
You'll get something better, Dad. I know it.
We'll see.
Pretty much every job is something better.
It'll just give me more time to shop around.
Good attitude, kid.
Mercer, for $1, this can be yours.
So he's dreaming about one? For $1?
Just $1 buys this beauty. That's right.
Can I have a car for $1?
Just $1 buys this beauty. That's right. $1.
It's not a piece of crap. I guess it looks nice enough.
$1.
Well, it's just like the one in this model.
I was in front of this huge house, and there was this car that was for sale out front. And the most awesome part about it was it only cost $1.
No one sells a car for $1. Stop dreaming.
I have a feeling someone's about to sell a car for $1. Oh, is it there? Classic sports car for $1. Wow.
We gotta go right now. Let's go.
No, it's a mistake, Ronnie. It's either a misprint or it's a joke. There isn't even a phone number,
This
honey.
was exactly like my dream.
If you actually see that in the paper, it's like too good to be true, right? But
I will drive you. It's going to be a big waste of time. Come on.
I guess we'll find out.
Susan Mercer decided not to try and calm her son down. He would learn soon enough that dreams don't come true very often, especially impossible car dreams.
Yeah, no kidding.
The mother braced herself for the inevitable disappointment that her son was about to experience.
I mean, you either get a car for $1 or you don't.
It didn't seem to make any sense. The woman at the door had invited Ronnie inside. Susan was beginning to feel very strange about the entire incident.
Yeah, where's the car exactly?
Mom, come see my new car.
There it was.
There it is.
The same shiny sports car that Ronnie had described in his dream. And from the way he was acting, he had actually bought it for $1.
I'm just not sure I understand what's going on here. I mean, surely you're not
Selling this for $1? Why? You think it's too much? No, I didn't.
Sell it for a penny.
After 30 years of marriage, my husband is trading me in on a newer model.
So you're trading his car in?
Selling it is going to break his heart.
Aww.
In fact, he should be home from work any time now.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling I know who the husband is.
And who was the man who lost his most precious possession for $1?
Where's my car?
Yes. Oh!
Your precious car traded you in, John Cutler. And for a much younger model, I should add. But don't worry. I drove a very hard bargain.
Here's your $1.
Can people control their own future by sheer force of will? And what about the irony of his father's boss becoming the victim of Ronnie's dream?
Talk about that one. Well, I'll tell you first off, I've never wanted the story to be true more than this one, because that was perfect karma right there. Karma, no pun intended. You know, it's a couple splitting up because of the husband's infidelity type of thing, and, you know, the wife wanted to get revenge and, you know, sells his precious car for $1. I could kind of see a jilted wife doing that. Like, what is kind of unbelievable is I don't see, like, hundreds of people there lined up waiting to buy that car for $1, but it's kind of out there that it ended up being the same boss that fired Ronnie's father. But like I said, I've never wanted the story to be true more than this one. I think there have been stranger stories on this show that have been true. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to say true. If it's not true, I'll be so disappointed, not because I'm wrong, but because, you know, more people need karma like that. More toxic bosses need karma like that. So, anyway, let's get on to the next one.
One of the pleasures of life for many people is window shopping. Mannequins like these, in creative poses, provide hours of eye candy along some of the most famous streets of the world.
Talk about eye candy. That one needs some
Gerald
clothes.
Stanley's, before it's over, it will cost much more than an arm and a leg.
Okay. Good-looking mannequins.
What do you think, Craig?
Yeah, I agree. There's something off. I mean,
What's
it just
off with
doesn't
that
look
one?
right. That's exactly what it needed. You're a genius when it comes to the little touches, Gerald.
That's what it's all about. Little
No, I thought it looked all right before.
Well, someday you'll be a chief decorator somewhere, and then you can put all you've learned to good use.
Yeah, I'll definitely put it to good use.
For a competing store.
Of course, I didn't know that Craig did his best work behind my back.
Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan.
Yes?
Oh, what you talking about?
Gerald's making the window look like Jurassic Park. I mean, it's prehistoric. Not to mention it's taken him forever.
Kind of ratting on him, eh?
I don't want to start trouble, but I could redo the entire window tonight. And it would be more like the times we live in, you know? Edgier.
Give the kid a chance. Cutthroat business, I guess.
You want to give Craig Vinton the spring fling display? He's just an assistant.
He's your assistant.
Well, management wants something a little younger, hip, you know.
Your assistant's younger.
After 25 years?
Sorry, Gerald. It's business.
It's a little different, because the last guy was fired, you know, for doing his job well. This guy's fired just for being out of touch type of thing.
Clean up my desk. What are you doing to my troops?
Not your troops anymore.
You know what you are, Craig. You're a miserable, two-faced little suck-up.
Yeah, but I got your job, old man.
I mean, it was a little underhanded, but, you know, if he is doing the job better.
There was so much I wanted to do and say, but I had to maintain my dignity. If not for Craig, then at least in front of my figures. The only true friends I had.
I promise they don't care.
He was trying to hurt me by hurting them. It was almost as if I felt their pain at Craig's abusive treatment.
I mean, it's not the same thing, though. Like, they're
Craig.
dummies.
What's going on?
Like Craig himself, his ideas were imaginative and creative. And sick.
Where are they?
I worked on it all night. It was here when I left.
Did the other guy sabotage it?
Craig thought I had sabotaged his display, but I was out of town.
I don't believe this.
Weird. So somebody did, but not Gerald.
But this is what Craig claims happened to him that night, in a completely empty store.
Mannequin attacked him?
Gerald, where are you? I know you're doing this to me. I know you are.
All of a sudden he's got mannequin pieces being thrown at him by the wind, I guess. Oh yeah. Look at that evil face.
Craig quit the next morning, and I was reinstated. Who could have possibly attacked Craig that night? It couldn't have been me. I was out of town.
So he says.
Were Craig's problems with the mannequins just a result of his own clumsiness? If not,
maybe.
What could have possibly caused the mannequin's assault on Craig? Was the deposed Gerald controlling things from behind the scenes?
So what do I think about that one? I guess it is possible. You know, Jared says he was out of town, but was he? Like, I guess it is possible that, you know, he created an alibi for himself and he was hiding, you know, in the basement. Like, I think maybe if he was, maybe he would have been found out. But, or maybe it was just Craig, you know, walking through a messy basement and, you know, falling over himself, you know? Maybe a few things fell on him from a shelf. Those things could be possible, I think. I definitely don't think the mannequins, like, came to life and, you know, attacked the guy who took over for their old friend, you know? You know, aside from the whole fact or fiction thing, this is a story I don't really know whose side I'm on. The old guy was a little bit out of touch and, you know, maybe the young guy did have some new ideas and maybe it was just a matter of, you know, whose ideas sold more, you know? And maybe the young guy was doing a better job at that. But it's a tough one to call fact or fiction wise. So, you know, it's one thing if he was like tripping on things down there in an empty basement, but, you know, I don't think those things actually came to life and attacked him. So this is one I think I'm going to say, cool story, bro, but I'm going to call it fiction. We got one more story, then we get our answers. Let's see what we got.
Southern hospitality. A genteel, refined way of life. Of course,
that?
like all regions, but the concept of Southern hospitality is alive and well. Our story tonight takes place before the time of Scarlet and Red. Of
an old-timey story.
As I write these words in my journal.
1806, wow. So a long, long time ago.
I've been a cavalry commander, held a seat in Congress. Finally, I attained the governorship of Virginia.
Okay.
But the best
Governor of
thing that's
Virginia.
ever happened to me is my beautiful young wife, Anne. She's barely 26 years old, and she's already given me 3 beautiful children.
Okay.
There, what do you think? Do I look Parisian?
Looks nice enough.
I think that hat is lucky to have your pretty head to sit up on.
Oh, sweet talker.
Your description of George Washington as first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen.
That does sound like something I've read before.
Of course, I esteem you.
I'm sorry to interrupt, gentlemen. But I'm
What's going on?
suddenly feeling unwell.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it's nothing there.
Perhaps you should retire for the evening.
Yeah, it's olden times. She might have caught something.
Yeah?
Oh, no.
I don't know what the malady is.
She's young. Strong. She will recover.
I truly hope so. I'm going to prescribe sulfates. Perhaps they'll help.
I mean, 200 years ago, it's probably the only medicine they had, but it doesn't sound very safe. Especially if you don't know what exactly the sickness is.
But Anne's condition did not improve. It only continued to worsen. Dr. Bradley used everything at his disposal, but she did not respond.
I've given you 3 fine children. Maybe my time here is done.
You mustn't say that.
26. It's not done.
Harry?
Oh, what's going on?
Annie, don't leave me, please.
She just woke up like that, and now she's gone, just like that.
I'd weathered so many battles and seen so much death in my time, but nothing had ever left me so devastated.
Can't imagine, man.
I wanted. How can I put you in the ground, my beautiful darling?
This one's too sad.
I must be going crazy.
Help me.
Wait, what?
Help me. Harry?
She awake in there?
Annie! Oh my God, Annie!
What? She is.
1 year later, my wife, Ann Lee, gave me another child. He was a boy. My dreams were that he would follow in my footsteps and become a leader of men. We named him Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee.
Medical science was still growing and diagnoses
That's incredible.
were often wrong. Is that what happened here? Or did fate step in? Was Anne Lee brought back to life because history had plans for her yet unborn son, Robert E.?
Talk about that one. Well, obviously, Robert E. Lee was a real person. You know, I could probably Google Robert E. Lee right now and find out if something like that happened to his mother, but that'd be kind of unfair. Gotta use my mind on this one. I mean, it does happen that, you know, especially a lot in the olden days, that, you know, people, you think they're dead and they end up not being dead. Like, there was that earlier story on this show about the death horn. You know, people get buried alive prematurely, and so you stick the death horn in the ground, and, you know, if they wake up in their coffin, they can blow the horn and get rescued. You know, so this was kind of a similar story to that, you know, only, you know, with a real life pretext, because, you know, this is obviously about the mother of Robert E. Lee. So do I think it's true? Actually, I was actually kind of thinking, you know, like way at the beginning of the story when the guy said, you know, he's the governor of Virginia. So it's like, this is probably something you can fact check pretty easily. So, you know, if there happens to be someone watching who knows about all the governorship of Virginia like that, maybe that's something they're interested in. If this was not true, they would sniff that out right away. So I'm kind of thinking, like, though I'm not 100% sure, I think this is a pretty easy one. I'm going to mark it as true. Anyways, yeah, so all the odd-numbered stories, 1, 3, and 5, I marked as true. I marked 2 and 4 as fiction, so let's find out how I did.
And now it's time to see which of our stories are inspired by actual events and which are totally made up. Let's look back at the story of the premonition dream that resulted in death. True or false?
So this said true. It had that twist, but didn't exactly happen that way.
If you guessed this one was based on fact, we played a trick on you. It never happened.
Wrong on that one.
How did you judge the one about the young girl who saw the stalker in her compact mirror? Real or unreal?
I said unreal in this one.
Just like finding you, I called
This
your
is
mother
way
and
too
told her I
creepy.
was just one big happy family.
Yeah, this family ain't happy. Get him.
If you thought this tale was fiction, we fooled you. Our research shows this
Oh,
happened
man.
to a family in the Washington, D.C. area in the early 80s. It's fact.
0 for 2.
How did you judge the one about the college student whose dream of buying a car for $1 came true? Was this real or fake?
Looking for a
Said
used
real,
car, my friend?
and God, I hope it is.
$1. $1.
Suspense is killing me on this one.
$1. This car.
What does our research show on this one? Absolutely nothing. We made it up. It's false.
Too much wishful thinking on that one. 0 for 3.
Let's look at the story of the ambitious window dresser who meets his match in mannequins. True or false?
False on this one.
Where are you? I know you're doing this to me. I know you are.
Did you think this one was based on reality? Not this time.
No?
It's a fake.
Alright, so I got one.
How about the tale of the Old South, the premature burial, and the birth of General Robert E. Lee? History or hogwash?
I said history. Okay.
It can't be.
Annie!
This is true, I gotta look this up.
Oh my God, Annie!
If you thought we made this story up, you're wrong. It's based on actual published stories about Robert E. Lee and his father, Light Horse Harry.
Okay, got that one, so that makes 2.
How did you do at separating fact from fiction tonight? We've tried to demonstrate that it's not an easy task. Truth and
Well, you
falsehood-
demonstrated that the whole existence of this show. Alright, wrap this up. Well, thank you guys for watching another Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction reaction. I kind of hoped first 4 episodes of Season 3, I got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Kind of hoped that meant I would get a 5 in episode 5, but, bit of wishful thinking in more ways than one. Ended up with a 2, which, again, is a little below average for me, but, yeah. I'll take it. Try to do better next time. Got a bunch more episodes this season, and next season as well. Hopefully we can get another 5. Hopefully we can stay away from another 0. I was just thinking, when I got the first 3 wrong, 5 different results for the first 5 episodes. That could have happened if I got a 5, but it also could have happened if I got a 0. So, thankfully that didn't happen, and I did get the last 2 right. We'll see what happens in episode 6, but that'll have to wait till next time. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel, JordangeVlogs. And until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.